a non-Jew that's going to be permitted.
Now, imagine it's four. The work is
Four. Yeah, it must be four non-Jew. Right?
Non-Jew,
that
right.
would make sense.
Yeah.
Lases Rumanim in Yehudim Lataken Kalim Chadashim Toksman Zeh, and our practice is to give our kalim to non-Jewish craftsmen to fix during this period. Kadeshi you muchanim la'achar hatanis, so that they'll be available after the tanis is over. Mihu tov lemiyat b'zeh b'makom de'efshar, and it's good to be mamayat this amount of any of this work if you can. Delo adaf mishar masa umatan dumamtinin, and it's not better than any other trades work that we try and be mamayat during this period also. Okay, so far so good.
Very good. Let's see the Mishna Berura.
Oh, it's a Mishna Berura. Zion Mimvav. Also l'sakin. It's usher to fix. Rotzon wants to say usher la'asos begadim chadashim. It's usher to make new clothing.
Yeah. So mitakin doesn't necessarily mean to fix. That we'll talk about repairing. That might be different, but here,
right? Okay.
That means in those days you just didn't buy things off the rack. You had to make things from scratch.
Right. So okay. I guess we're going to get we'll get to it in the Ramah in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. V'chein on Pilios Shekorin Zakin Osir La'arog. What is it on Pilias? Or Zakian? It's something that's woven. Are these cloths or something? I don't know.
Yeah, these are basically socks. You can't.
Oh, Zakin, socks. Okay.
There you go.
Pardon my French. Okay, that are woven. V'tzarek nisuin, and you need to. What is nisu?
That the tzarek nisuin for a wedding. You want to.
But you're not getting married now.
A wedding gown for after Tisha B'av.
Oh, it's talking about making. Okay. Misha ein lo isho banim mutar la'asos begadim chadashim. Oh, okay. This is a new topic. And for needs for a wedding, somebody who does not have a wife and children, it's mutar to make new clothing. The ha midina mutar lo afilu lisa, because the din, but then it's mutar even to buy. What's Lisa here? To buy?
No, here Medina, that's to marry, in order to marry, right? Lasos begadim kadashim, it's mutter to make the new clothes. Da Medina, right? Because according to this is only minhagim here, and this is
right.
It's even mutter to get married.
Okay.
There's nothing in halacha that you can't get married during these days. It's only the midig that we don't get married.
Okay. Can I have the sifkat in your dollar?
You can get it.
Okay. So see sifkat in your dollar. Va'afilu b'Tisha B'av atzmo, even on Tisha B'av itself, shari la'asos al yedei akum l'tzarech nesuin. You can have things done by a goy for needs of the wedding. Okay, minolan chadashim, or new shoes. Berura din to aser levosham, even though it's aser to wear them. Mirosh chodesh, the Yerushalmi Isa v'chova lekaman b'sif ches, and it's explained more in Sif ches. Denhige Shalo, Lemishta Amra Mid the Ayo Rosh Chodesh Av.
That the minute we're going to see later in Siftes, right, that the women, they would refrain, Lo the Mistoi Amra the Ma'al Rosh Chodesh, meaning from Rosh Chodesh Av, the women would even refrain from rigging up the loom. They would just attaching all the things to the loom. They wouldn't even do that.
V'kol tikun begadim have bechlal zeh, and all types of repairs to clothing is included in this. V'hash tia have techilas hamalacha, and the setting up of the loom is the beginning of the work. Liknosum, to buy them. Afilu daito shalo lil boshen ad acha Tisha, even if you have the intention not to wear them until after Tisha B'av. Vidumya de asirin la'ayo la'inyan kibus afilu mikabsin lahaniach. And this is similar to the usher of washing the clothing, even if you're just going to let them sit and wait till after Tisha B'av.
But we learned before that you shouldn't do the laundry because it looks like you're masik das from the avelis. Even if you're going to do laundry for after the Tisha. Here, apparently, also you shouldn't buy these things because it looks like you're taking your mind off the avelis.
Okay. If also it's also to do it for other people. The ain lo ma yochel shari. You have anything to eat, then it's mutter. Kamo b'chol ba'ach be'evel be'evel ba'ach shlosh yamim. Just like an avo after 3 days, who's normally forbidden to work. After 3 days, he's allowed to work. We're making this. Umashma da filu Yisrael nagu lahakel. Even for a Jew, we are making about this. Nistanin lo kodem Rosh Chodesh. It's they're talking about case we gave to him before Rosh Chodesh when it was still much to the work. Do achar Rosh Chodesh pshita da aser litelo, but because it's after Rosh Chodesh, so it's certainly aser to give it to him to work. About im yodua, okay, the guy's going to be doing it. Ratzal wants to say the Medina uman haosa b'shvil akum b'vada enu sameach b'zeh, that a person who's doing it for God gets the simcha out of the work that he's doing. The ein la'asro rak mishum maras ayin. The only reason we're asro is because of maras ayin. The yispru shahu shel yisrael, because he might think that he's doing it for a Jew. When it says it's us to do it for others, that includes doing it for goyim. About this we say, if it's known and it's been publicized, you're doing it for goy, it's much even if you receive the work after Rosh Chodesh to do it. Lumanim Nachrim to Goyish craftsmen, Israel not to Jewish craftsmen. Kivin Shehu Acha Rosh Chodesh is already after Rosh Chodesh, and therefore it's usher for the Jewish to do. Canal Vahatam Hikilu Bizeh Yoter Mikibus. We're more make about this than just washing clothes. Das Sirin Lael Besof Sif Gimel. We declare it was usher at the end of Sif Gimel. Lefisha Adayin Enum Shalo. It's not his yet. Below Nikra Shemo Alav. And it was a new piece, and people don't know anything about it. It's not called his, so it's not obvious that it's his.
Right. Very good. 1 minute. Dalid. let's take a look in a couple of Berura here. 1 second. Yeah, Nugget Lahakil is there. You see the first of the Berura there?
The no Hakim is that we're nowhere to be make about this.
That was in the case
There
of-
gra mefakfim is that, and the gra mefakfim is to argue
he's
about this.
He's doubtful about this.
He's doubtful. The aft ein lilmod tikun begadim mehad Yushalmi. We don't learn the usher of fixing clothing here from the
What about you
Yushalmi.
want to learn? The person wants to learn to sew. Can they learn to sew? They're simply learning, not making it. They're just learning to sew. Can they do that? So it appears they can't even do that.
Kamosha Kasa B'Darkei Moshe, as written in the Darkei Moshe, we call Makom Mitam Dehu Doma I'll call Panim Lekibus Ein Lahakel. In all these cases, it's similar to washing it, and we're not makel about it. V'chein Masha Kasav, and similarly what we write. Aval Im Yadua Umafarsha, if it's known and publicized, because Yesh Lefachve Mitam Kibus. We're worried about this because of the reason of washing. V'chein B'Masha Kasav, and similarly what it says. And we're also knowing to give it to a non-Jewish craftsman. I'll call Sian Hagra. Not all of these, the Gra, I guess, protests or.
Okay, Sian well, I'll call that Sian Hagra. The Gra made comments on all of this.
Oh, okay. Umashma the Daito Lahachmir Bezeh, and that he is machmir about this. Vinirali Pashat, and it seems clear to me, Dein Lahachmir, you don't have to be machmir. Kim b'Shavua Shechal Tisha B'Av, during the week that Tisha B'Av falls, Lo Kodim and not before. The B'Kibus Gufa Eno Ella Min Haga, because even.
The washing the clothes is only a minhag, right? It's not a halacha, strict halacha. Okay, go ahead, Liz. Go ahead.
Shall Nachri Shari. If you're doing it, if you're fixing a goyish object, it's permitted. Mashma de'im hamalacha hu shel yishal, that it's clear from here the work is being done by a Jew. After you do
For a Jew, the malach is you're doing the work for a Jew.
The goy is doing the work for a Jew. He's not doing it for himself. And there's no simcha for the uman. Kagon b'shvil limkar b'shuk la'achar Tisha B'Av. He's going to be making it to sell in the marketplace after Tisha B'Av. It's going to be aser. They can't cause a Magen Avram, and similarly the Magen Avram writes, v'tzarach lomer the tam ha'isser, the reason for the isser, she yakshivu shenatan lo Yisrael v'takan ach Rosh Chodesh, that the Jew gave it to the Ummah to fix after Rosh Chodesh.
Right. So even if he's doing it, if it's apparent that it's being done for a Jew, even if it's going to be for after the Tisha B'Av, it's still going to be forbidden. Awesome. Okay. This is what we talked about before. We make references before.
Okay. Ches, not tes. Okay, hold on. Not say the nihige delo lemishte. Perish. Leseda the la'aroch chachutin shechochen arko shel beged, v'hu milashon ob shesay over erev. Okay. So, okay. Amra midael av min hagatzam v'nogim shalol lekadesh halavana ad achar Tisha B'av. Oh, I'm confused about this.
1 second. Yeah, right. They put that the Ramah put that in this funny place to put that in, but that's where it is.
Okay, so what is he even talking about? He's talking about. He starts off by talking about not weaving.
Right. The women would not. They would not rig up the loom. Right. According to the Shasi and Erev, they would not rig the loom up. Right. From the time that Av begins, right? And on that, the Ramah just added, he said, we're not knowing to make Chodesh the Chodesh until after Tisha B'Av. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Fine. Like I said, yeah, it seems like a strange place to put that one. Lemishte Amra, Perish. Shalo Lasos, Hute, Shese, Mitsemer, Adin Mishari Devarim, that you don't set up the loom with the chessi strings of wool and for any other cloth. The asmechua bushalmi al shem shabadla evan shia.
That's a pasuk which the Yerushalmi brings down. So that's a support for the minhag.
Okay. The cost of Beis Yosef writes, the ain't often bein low, ubein lacherim. There's no difference whether you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it for others. Ubein the scholar of chinam, whether you're doing it for payment or you're doing it for free. Taivas hachutim at least porbahem begadim mutter. I guess to thread a needle, to sew clothing is mutter.
Right.
She'eno b'chlaza. This is not in the general rule. Because mutter lasos koronan she'organ be'etzbaim. I guess it's talking about knitting.
Right. That's all kind. These kind of things. Yeah, that's okay.
Zerab b'chal beged which are not in the nature of a beged.
Right. That's just doing these things is not really doing anything for the beged itself.
Okay, so if you're talking about sewing, if you've got a tear that you want to sew up, or you want to knit to fix a fault in the weave, is that mutter or usher? I'm not quite sure from this.
Right. So according to Mr. Berura, let's see the repairs. You're asking about repairs. This is talking about making the whole beged. In terms of making repairs,
but it's saying it's mutter to thread your sewing needle with the intention of sewing a new beged, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Even if it would be for a new beged, right? But you're not, because you're not actually doing anything to the beged. You're just threading the needle.
Oh, this is just okay. So he's saying it's mutter to prepare the sewing needle, but it's not mutter to prepare the loom. That's the difference.
Because the loom, when you're making the loom, you're actually making the threads of the loom are part of the actual beged, right? But like the stitches. Making the stitches, getting the thread ready to make the stitches, exactly like making the loom.
Gotcha.
And again, the women were knitting this way. Again, there was according to the strict halacha, there should be no problem with it because you're not really setting up the loom is not if you want to set up your barbecue, put your charcoal in your barbecue and have steaks after Tisha B'Av. Would you think there'd be a problem to do that? So,
Okay, okay.
but now, in terms of the Mishna doesn't address the actual question about making repairs, but for that you need the postscript. I think I didn't see it recently. I think there's an Igros Moshe on it. There's a Chazanish on it. So the Mishna Berura doesn't really make a commitment about making repairs. Apparently, it should be mutter, right? Just if you need to sew a button, if you have to fix up a rip or something like that.
I guess my understanding has always been that it was a Meister Hedget you could get away with it. Meister Uman you couldn't do. So I mean, like, since most people could sew a button on a shirt if they had to, then you're allowed to do it. But like, you're really fixing something that requires a skill you would not be able to do. You're saying, like, on Cholamoid, the same sort of restrictions.
Right. Yeah. Again, the Mishna Berura never went into this, so we need the latter day poskim to give us the criteria for those type of things. But again, if it's necessary, if it's not necessary, if you're not gonna be wearing the suit, you're not gonna be wearing the pants, then there's no reason to stop and sit around and doing that.
That's true too.
The general rule is you should really be concentrating on the availers, not taking your mind off and looking into other things. Okay, good. Maybe we'll stop you. Let's say there's the Ramah. How much of Mr. Berura on the Ramah here? Nun Hey, Sifkat Nun Hey.
Alach Tisha B'Av, Ilael Simen Taf Chavav, Sifbeis Mishna Berura Sham.
Okay, so maybe we'll look into that tomorrow or something like that. We'll see what the prevailing minig is about Kiddush Lavana. Okay, very good.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon. Hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Lou. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, be well.
I'm sorry. Did you go out to the base chorus yesterday? I got the message pretty late.
No, I just sent the message. I didn't really know the person. I was just relaying the message for that Rabbi Fairman sent me.
Okay, but I knew he was sick, but I didn't know he had been nifter. I didn't even know that. I didn't get a message about that. No.
Yeah, I guess I didn't send a message that he was nifter. I think this is the only message that Rabbi Fairman gave me.
Right. Okay. Congratulations on your 70th birthday coming up. My wife got the messages that your wife sent. They were going back and forth a little bit, but since I'm in a year for Avelis for my mother, so I won't be able to attend any type of celebration type of a gathering.
So even though there's no music or anything like that, it's still a problem just because it's a party?
Yeah, in general, like any type of gatherings that are the social gatherings, usually refrain from. But,
I see. All right, well, I'll miss you, but thank you for the congratulations. It's a big birthday.
Yeah, Mazel Tov, as Hashem. We should have many, many more. I may rest from Shana.
Amen, amen, amen.
Be well. See you tomorrow.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Bye.